Hey meet everybody, it's Luna and Athena. How are you all doing? So, I am in my hookabook room. I'm about to do my new year ritual. This is all the stuff that I need to show you. And I'm about to set up my altar and change it again. And so I just wanted to quickly show you all. Look at all of it. I can't wait to do some show and tell videos. I've got loads. I've got some books to show you. I've got some herbs to show you. I've got some statues to show you. Lots and lots of stuff. So this is the jar I filled last year for my New Year ritual. It's actually quite exciting to know that I'm doing it again. It's a whole cycle of being pagan and practicing pagan, should I say. I've got Angus, who's chilling over there, you can't really see. So I'm going to go now, I'm going to set my altar up, I'm going to open the circle, and I will put this on record again when the time is right. Everybody, it is Luna and Athena. How are you all doing? So I just wanted to quickly show you my new altar layout. I'm about to start my new moon, I need to stop saying that, New Year ritual. I just wanted to show you a couple of new additions to my altar. So my new addition here is the Gaia, Earth Goddess. She's quite personal to me, which is why I've put her in the Pisces section, because as you can see, she's pregnant, and at the moment I'm having fertility treatment. I have something called polycystic ovary syndrome, and I'm struggling to conceive, to ovulate. So I'm on medication. It's not really going very well. So it's a personal touch for my altar. It's kind of like a good luck thing. As you can see here, you might recognise it if you watched my last year's New Year ritual. Hey, I said it right. That's my pot from last year, which I'm going to be opening and reading and burning and starting a new one. Then I've got Zeus, he's stayed the same. I've got my black candle that's used for the spell today, or should I say the ritual. I've got my elemental candles. I've got a symbol each for each thing. And then this beautiful thing is my new wand. So I'm going to be consecrating that. I can't wait. It is gorgeous. But for the first part of the ritual, whilst I open up the circle, I will be using, if I can get it out with one hand whilst I'm filming, I will be using this one, because this is my current one. Problem is, are you ready? Oh, why is it not? It's funny that, isn't it? Ah, there we go. When you don't want something to break, it breaks. When you need something to break to prove a point, it doesn't. There we go. So this has come undone. Now I know with a little bit of super glue it will go straight back on, but this wand didn't really feel very personal to me. I'll just leave it there. It didn't feel very personal to me, whereas this one is very personal to me, and I will be doing a separate video on that and explaining the reasons, who made it for me, how much it was, where I got it from, yada yada yada. I have created the sacred space. I've opened the circle. I've given the offerings to the goddess and god. And a little thing that's different this year, and in fact I've never done it before, I felt the urge to lift the wine, take a sip of it, and kind of bow to the statue of the god. I felt the urge to take a bite of the biscuit and bow down to them, and then I took the chalice and I had a sip of the water as well and bowed. Now take in mind that the chalice hasn't been washed. It's got clean water in it, but the fact that I felt the urge to have a drink. I don't know if you guys are seeing this right now, but I'm looking through the camera and I can see four specks of light. So if anyone can explain to me why I can see that, that would be quite good. Maybe a reflection of some sort. Anyway, so I'm going to try my hardest to film this with one hand. It's going to be quite hard. So the first thing I'm going to do I'm going to place the black candle into each of the elemental fires, and even though it's lit, it's just like that, and I'm going to place the candle there. Now I'm mindful that I don't want to get wax on it, set fire to anything, so for the sake of safety I'm going to place the candle like that in the bowl. Okay, so there's my black candle. I'll explain to you why I've got the black candle. I have consecrated my wand, which was quite nice. I used a new blessing as well, so I consecrated it and then I blessed it. Okay, so right, next thing I need to do is make the incense. So I won't be able to do that with one hand, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk through what I'm doing. I'll pause the video again and then I'll come back. So I did have, these are the 4 herbs that I'm going to be using for my incense, or should I say for the ritual. I have mugwort, sage, patchouli, oh there's 5, mistletoe and basil. And thanks to the awesome crafting magic, I have reasons why. So I'm using sage because I would like to, it's basically love and wisdom, bringing in positive energy. It's to help alleviate sorrow of a death of a loved one, which is kind of why I'm basically using that one, because as you all know, my grandpa passed away last month. Using mistletoe because it's a really good herb for fertility, health and wealth, which are the 3 things that I'm basically wanting to bring into my life this year. What else? I've got, again, mugwort, fertility. We've got patchouli, money, again, fertility, protection, defense, and last but not least, basil, which is good for, again, money, protection, jobs, things like that. So those are the 5 herbs I'm using. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the incense and then I'll come back and carry on. Okay, love and light. So as you can see in my cauldron, I have put basically a sprinkle full of each of the 5 herbs and it's starting to smoke. I did put a I can't remember what they're called, a charcoal in. It was spitting quite it scared me actually, it made me jump. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to place each of the 4 things that I'm burning. There's 4 this year, 4 things that I'm burning, place it into the candle, through the incense, through the candle, and then through the cauldron. I am going to try and film this with one hand. I'm going to use the same chant I used last year. It's one that I got from Order of the Purple Cord. If I can find it. Sorry. Okay, I'm pausing. Resume. Okay, I found it. So, I'm having to put my foot down on it because it won't stay. There we go. So it's into this smoke I release all energies that did not serve me, all negative that surrounded me, all fears that limited me from last year. I walk into the new year with light in my heart and hope for better things to come. So I have 4 things that I'm getting rid of. Now last year I filmed this. I'm not going to film it this year because I feel like I can't really concentrate. I'm too busy concentrating on the camera. So I'm just going to show you. I've got rid of laziness, anxiety, stress, and impatience. Now, if you watched my video from last year, these are all 4 things that I had last year. I also had selfishness and another one I can't remember. Now, my anxiety this year has been amazing. I've not had any. It's been awesome. This time last year, I was a mess with my anxieties. I thought everybody at work hated me. I didn't think my friends liked me. Laziness, it's been better this year, but it still needs improvement. Impatience, still need to... I've learnt to be patient with some things, but it's something I still need to work on. And stress, that's my biggie. So they're the 4 things that I'm burning and I'm getting rid of. What I'm going to do, I'm going to burn these. I'm going to put them in and then I'm going to record the opening of this and actually remember what I brought into it. And then we're going to go from there. So, yeah, love and light. Okay, so I've done it. Now it's time to open the jar. It smells nice. Okay, so... the first thing that I wanted to bring into my life in the new year last year was confidence. I think I've done that. I think that to some extent I became confident at work and I was confident enough to be on stage and do a show. I've been confident enough to do a gig. So yeah. Organisation, save money for a new house. Not happened. Not happened at all. In fact, we've spent most of our savings. So that one is going into the get rid pile because that one failed. What's this one say? Motivation. To some extent, I did get motivated. I got motivated to do a lot of things that I wouldn't have done before. Oh, see, it keeps doing that. Patience. Again, something I still need to work on. Self-high esteem. Yeah, I got that. I definitely learned how to be more confident in myself, 100%. And what's this big one? Oh, turn it around. Maintain my weight and be healthy. Now, I have done that because this time last year, I was the weight that I am now. It's slightly annoying actually though, because there's one more. I have been doing Slimming World and I've been yo-yoing. So one of the... well, I'll talk about it afterwards, but that's definitely going to be something I want to bring into this year. A new home. Unfortunately, that one has not happened yet, but I do think that everything happens for a reason, and when the moment's right, it will happen. So, say goodbye to 2016. That is all the crap, all the nasty stuff, all the stuff that I wanted to get rid of. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna burn that last piece of paper. We'll try. Okay. There we go. So, I'm now going to do my jar. Now, in my jar, I have The cinnamon stick, if I can get it out. Obviously it doesn't want to go out, so I'm going to keep it in. The rose quartz, I'm going to keep that in. The rose, I'm going to keep that in. And the £1 with the candle wax from the money spell that I did, I'm going to put that back in. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do my New Year ritual, and I'll come back online once I've done it. Love and light. For the last part, I sat down and I placed one hand on that. I placed my hand on it like that. And then my other hand was holding this beauty. This is my black clear quartz rainbow crystal. You can't really see its beauty unless it's not, you can't really see it properly in this light, but it was fantastic, the reading that came through. And I sat here and I just did a meditation. Those dots have come back. I would love to know what they are. Don't they look like hearts. Can I zoom in on them? How weird is that? I don't know if you guys will be able to see it. But yeah, are they from the candle? Well, no, because then there'd be 4. And look, now they're on Angus. Oh, this is Angus, by the way, who's fast asleep on my lap. I did a meditation. My grandpa came through. He didn't say anything. It was more like an energy that I felt of him. Did get a little bit teary, but it wasn't like a horrible. I'm just fixated on these lights that I can see. I haven't even got any hearts in here. And I'm literally trying to think like where it could be coming from. I have no idea. So if you see these and you know what they are, please tell me. Anyway, last year I showed you what went into my jar. This year I'm not. I'm keeping it personal. I'm keeping it quite private. So that's the only different thing. I also used a different ritual. I used the same one for the letting go process, but last year I just filled the jar up and that was it. This year I passed the paper through incense, the black candle and the water, whilst I chanted an invocation, and I will put a link on the bottom to that. Yeah, so yeah, brilliant New Year's ritual. I can't believe it's been a year since I did my last one. Here's hoping to lots of exciting things in the new year, and hopefully I hope you all have a nice new year as well. I'm going to go and see a pantomime now, so lots of love. Bye.